I would like to talk to you about the term uncontested divorce. You hear this so often. Clients come in and they say, my divorce, we've agreed to everything, it's uncontested. And I say to them, okay, have a seat, let's talk about it. An uncontested divorce, what does that mean? It means that at the end of the day, you and your husband or you and your wife have settled your case. It doesn't mean that you didn't argue about it. It doesn't mean that you didn't fight over certain issues. It simply means that at the end of either 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or 3 years, you came to an agreement. And once you come to an agreement, your attorneys will call the court or write to the court and say, we have an uncontested case to put through. And you're going to look at your attorney and say, wait a minute, it's been 2.5 years and I spent $70,000. How can you say this is uncontested? It's a misnomer. Uncontested means the case is over and we'd like to put through this settlement, Your Honor. That's what uncontested means. It does not mean that you and your wife came to your respective attorneys and said, here's the agreement, it's all done, we're uncontested. Technically, you're uncontested because you have an agreement. But how long it takes you to get to that agreement has nothing to do with the term uncontested. It simply means we finally got there, now let's go put the uncontested case through. A contested case is when you have a trial and there's no agreement. And you and your wife or you and your husband were unable to come to an agreement on all of the issues so that you could get divorced. Now, you may only have one issue left that you have not been able to decide. Alimony, for instance. Well, 90% of the case is decided, but one big issue is not. So you don't have an uncontested case. Once alimony is either agreed to, then it would be uncontested. If not, you'd go before the judge for a hearing on one issue, and it would be a contested case. That's what the uncontested divorce truly means. As far as length of time, it could mean 1 month, 3 years. It's largely in the power of you, your spouse, and the two attorneys to get this case to the finish line. And whoever is the impediment to that, if it's one of the attorneys, make sure that you try to get rid of that attorney. If it's one of the spouses, that spouse has to be leaned on by their attorney to do the right thing and get to the finish line.